You're killing your opportunities more than you realise, not because of what you don't know, but because no one listens, because you can't command a room. In meetings, negotiations, conversations, people silently decide you're not worth their time before you even finish your first sentence. It sounds harsh, but it's true. I've seen this wreck careers, and I've also seen how fast it can change. Give me 10 minutes and I'll show you exactly how to flip the switch so you go from unheard and invisible to commanding any room and driving decisions. My newsletter subscribers already know how to do this. This isn't theory. This is what works. I know because I've spent 30 years interviewing people at the top of their game on global TV and stages across the world, and I train them to command attention. Your final line can change how people remember you or erase you completely. It's backed by psychology. Incriminating evidence presented later in a trial is more likely to lead to a guilty verdict. What's said last sticks most, and it can be life-changing. It is the memory. Comedians know this, that's why they obsess over their punchline. It's the last laugh, the final twist, the line that flips everything on its head. Your final words are the punchline of your message. They get quoted, they stick, they decide whether you're remembered or forgotten. Power move 1. Your last words dictate your future. Make them unforgettable. A founder I worked with made it to the final funding round for the first time when she did this. It happened when she stopped thinking, when I get an investor, I can build the company, and stepped into the same energy that made me a global TV presenter, a conference chair, a best-selling author, a journalist. You wouldn't be watching this if you didn't feel it. When you embody this, you give off totally different energy. You show up like someone who doesn't need permission because you don't. You don't need external validation. And that shift, it magnetizes people. The way you move, stand, show up, speak, it changes. I call it becoming the CEO of credible you. You take ownership of your credibility, expertise, self, and you embody with you or without you energy. You're going ahead with your thing, with or without the S that you'd love to have. Everything changed for the founder when she took on I am energy. I am the expert, the head of this company. I'm doing this with or without you. Power move 2. Take radical ownership of your expertise, knowledge, ambition. You are it. Stop auditioning, start leading. And then, well, get ready to beat off all the people who want a piece of you. My brother is a comedian, and he said something that should terrify every expert who speaks, pitches, or is on podcasts. The first thing an audience does is size him up. They decide, where does he belong? What does he get to talk about? They don't care about how many gigs he's done or where he trained. They only care about one thing. Am I going to get what I came for? Everything rides on one moment. If it doesn't land, the room goes cold. If it hits, they're all in. It's the same for every expert I've ever interviewed on my BBC programme or hosted on stage at a conference. And it's the same for you. Your first words decide everything. Will they trust you? Will they listen? Do you belong in front of them? That's why comedians pour so much energy into their first line, because the start isn't small talk, it's positioning. Your opening line must instantly show people what they will get, why it matters, why you get to say it. In comedy, this is called the setup. For you, it's the start of the story they'll remember you by. Open with a sharp insight, a relatable scenario, a shared challenge. Your goal is to establish context, credibility, and command in seconds. Power move 3. Start strong or lose the room forever. When your first line lands, it locks people into their seats. They sit back and relax. Oh, I'm safe. I'm in the right room. Let's go. I once watched an international ballroom dancer speak on stage about her day job, and all I could think was, Ooh, imagine if she spoke the way she dances. Because on the dance floor, she is deliberate, composed, controlled. On stage, she was a mess, guessing, spiralling, scattered, jumping from one thought to another. You don't get points for being passionate or being an expert if no one can follow you. This helps. My favourite framework, I get everyone I work with to use it, is what, so what, now what. It clarifies your thinking and it prompts you to cover important information and turns chaos into command. It means that you are more likely to remember what you want to say, plus it helps the person you're communicating with to remember key points too. Power move 4. Structure is what turns attention into retention. The best responses I've ever heard, whether it's on my TV programme or when I'm moderating a panel discussion, have the same things in common. They are measured, intentional, delivered with precision. What's the fastest way experts lose credibility? I've seen this play out many times. Someone brilliant, qualified, ready to shine is asked a question and jumps in before they're ready. Here's what people get wrong. When you speak too fast or answer too soon, you lose control. You don't sound confident, you sound chaotic. Now you might have heard the advice, just slow down. Here's the truth, it's not just about slowing down, it's about taking control. If you need a moment to figure out an answer, pause, repeat the question, let your mind line up what matters. This simple move does two things. It gives your brain space to deliver a powerful response, and it signals to the room that you are not reacting, you are leading. And speaking fast, well, it makes you unclear, it makes you sound unsure, and it clogs up your thinking. Power move 5. Take control of your delivery because your delivery is your credibility. Surprise! Surprise kills boredom, it jolts the brain awake, it pulls your audience in closer. It doesn't have to be dramatic or outrageous, just unexpected. It can be a flipped assumption, a punchy question, a curiosity loop that hooks and holds. On TV, I never said, "See you after the break." I teased something important to my audience. Coming up, why one of the world's most successful CEOs says you should ignore your customers. My audience, business leaders, experts, entrepreneurs, stayed glued because they couldn't afford to miss what came next. It's the same for you. You're not sharing information. You're creating curiosity, suspense that keeps the right people locked in. Now, this is important because the middle is where most experts lose the room. They start strong and then they fade. They hope that the message carries itself. It won't. Your middle is your momentum engine. It's what carries people so that they hear the last important thing you have to say. And it only works if you create forward pressure, a reason to keep listening. Let me give you an example in terms of what I do. What if the biggest communication mistake you're making isn't what you think it is? Now that line makes you stop. It creates a gap in your brain that needs to be closed. You're thinking, wait, what mistake? Then I say, I bet you did it today and didn't even realise. Now you're thinking, what did I do today? Then I say, but before I show you what it is, there's something you need to hear first. That's not just sharing, that's strategy, it's structure, it's how you own attention. Power move 6. The middle is where attention dies or dominance is built. Create curiosity, build momentum. Comedians get their biggest laughs when they say what everyone's thinking. You get credibility the exact same way. The tension, the elephant in the room, the unspoken assumption. Call it out. Whether it's about you, the room, an issue, name it. If there's a past failure or something controversial you know people might be thinking about, lead with it. You might be wondering, let's address the elephant in the room. Here's what I know some of you are thinking. Or if it's something to do with your niche, you could say, the thing no one is talking about is, let me say what everyone's dodging. This might be uncomfortable, but the truth is, when you say the things others won't, you position yourself as brave, and people trust brave, in tune with the room and worthy of attention and in command. Power move 7. To command the room, you have to take in the room first. Say what others won't. It's a power move because being brave makes you trusted. Great speakers aren't born, they're built. It takes deliberate practice, feedback, and facing the truth about how you come across. Here's what you can do about this. Record yourself on video. Your phone is fine. Use something real. Practice part of what you'll be saying at a meeting, a pitch, a panel, or a presentation. Then watch yourself with no audio. How do you come across? What does your body, your face say without hearing the words? Rate yourself. Now listen without watching, just the audio. Are you speaking too fast, too soft? Do you sound certain or apologetic? Test different tones and deliveries. Experiment with how you say things, your intonation, emphasis, pauses. Record, rate, repeat. This is how you sharpen your presence. This is how you build your power. Power move 8. Record your progress. Now, the more articulate you are, the more you'll command attention and the room, and the more opportunities you'll get. If you want to make every word work for you, subscribe to my newsletter and watch this video next.